This message is for personal trainers. You might also do body work, but your main profession is personal training. This has to do with the patterns in clients they have in their body. Another way to say body is kinesthetics, and their kinesthetic system. And this has to do with pain. And clients have pain in their body and they try to avoid it. We all do. Like it gets conditioned in, this pattern of wanting to avoid pain. And then what happens as you're training a client or you're teaching them to rehabilitate, they might be hesitant. They could say, oh, that hurts way too much. And that's where you kind of want to ask the question. In a second, I'll get to the question. But here's the bigger picture, that it gets patterned into the kinesthetic system to avoid pain. So that's number one. So to know the problem. Then a part of the solution would be when a client says, for example, that hurts way too much. You kind of have to ask the question, what's too much? Does it hurt like when you broke something? Does it hurt like on a scale of 1 to 10? How much did it hurt when you broke a bone? It hurt like a 8. Okay. Using that as a scale, how much does this hurt? Like a 3. Okay. A 2 or a 3 pain here is kind of acceptable while you're teaching the body how to move itself again. Or if they say it's 7 or 8 and it's searing pain, you don't want to push them. You want to guide them along to what's appropriate. But I guess my point is that every client is different. They get patterned in, people get patterned in their kinesthetic system to avoid pain. And it can actually be really important to healing to increase the pain in an area. Because then you teach your body how to use it again and to reacquire those movements and those skills. That's important. So if you ever find yourself working with a client and they say that's painful, first understand what their pain scale means. Like, what does pain mean? Pain is a label. Does it mean that it's hot, it's achy? Does it only hurt while you're moving it? Does it hurt before you're moving it? Does it hurt after you're done moving it? Or is it just a sharp pain, like a buzz right as you do it and then it stops? All of those differences or distinctions of what pain means are important in terms of whether or not you should prompt them to do more. Say, hey, come on, Bill, I know this hurts a little bit, but it's gonna benefit you if you can strengthen this. While it might hurt today, maybe a couple weeks, in 2 months from now, you'll have no pain when you do this. And then you won't have any pain when you walk around. But it starts with asking the question when someone uses the label pain, what does pain mean? So that's one. And 2, kind of a bigger picture around this whole thing, just understanding that it gets patterned into the kinesthetic system that people want to avoid pain. Just because they want to avoid it at a short or near term after they were hurt doesn't mean they should avoid it as a long-term strategy. So the idea as a personal trainer is to understand some more of this interfacing with a client who is experiencing pain based on the exercises you recommend, and how to have a dialogue with them, the conversation, to understand based on what's happening inside of their body, how you should help them to ultimately proceed.